Hey guys, welcome back to Modern Media and Modern Golf. Today is the very highly requested follow-up video of my fitting for irons, and I apologize for the delay. We're waiting for shafts as well as heads that seem like to be forever, and at some point I almost went in a different direction. But if this is the first time checking this video out or the first time on the channel, welcome, thank you for watching. But we had done a video back near the end of June, early July regarding a mid-handicap myself. I play between a 9 and 11 handicap. This year is like a 9.2, but I can tell you it hasn't felt that way this year. I've had some incredible rounds early on. It's kind of been busy with college visits with my son, so I haven't played or barely practiced at all. But so I want to kind of bring you up to speed on where we were at. Got fitted by my buddy Mike at Club Champion. Really liked the process. I'll show you what I've been currently playing. So I've always kind of been a Mizuno guy, and this is the iron I've been playing, which is a Mizuno MPH4, which was really one of the first kind of hollow back clubs. These are about a dozen years old. I've played these. I really enjoyed them. I'm at a point where I wanted to try new technology for forgiveness reasons, shaft reasons. And I'll just give you the kind of specs on these so you have kind of a benchmark of where we're at. So standard length and lie, actually standard lie for my pitching 9, 8, and 7, 6, 5, and 4. Believe it or not, I played flat just the way I was swinging at some point. Certainly doesn't feel that way now. Dynamic gold S300 shafts, so a heavier shaft, stiffer shaft. 6-iron carry for me with these guys on a 6-iron is about 160. Currently I'm playing 4 through pitching wedge. And so I really like these, had some great rounds, some of the best rounds of my life with these, but again, just felt like it was time for something new. So I'll show you guys exactly what we ended up with doing. And if you watched the video early on, the prior one, TaylorMade was a real good option. Srixon, Mizuno, the 225s. And if you guys saw the Callaway irons were ridiculously far, but as flat and had no trajectory. So without probably surprising many of you guys, we end up going with the Mizuno 225s. These for me just played the best, the most forgiving, best feel by far of anything I played. I really like Titleist's product as well, but we were about a club and a half short, and I really have to kind of play with lofts, and we weren't really doing that, and that was for the T200s. Really liked them. Unfortunately, the T150s and the new ones weren't out yet when I was trying, but I'll definitely do a review of those as well. So just want to kind of give you the specs of what we ended up going with. I've played 2 rounds with them, been to the range with them, and so I wanted to kind of feel them out before I just threw on a review and said, here's what we ended up with. So again, Mizuno 225, I went 5 through gap wedge, and the reason I didn't go 4 iron is because I'm just going to keep the set, or keep the 4-iron from the MPH4. It plays well for me. I don't hit a 4-iron a ton. It's not a club where I'm 205 very often out that I wouldn't feel more comfortable hitting my hybrid, which is 22 degrees. So, but let me give the specs of these guys. So we end up going with a KBS C-taper light. Yes, I went to an old man shaft. That actually not really. This is a 105. I just felt my goal when I was getting fit, and I told Mike, my goal was to, when I'm playing 16, 17, 18, that I wasn't swinging a 2x4, and I wanted something a little lighter, easier. I would do a lot of walking, and the last, let's say 6 holes or so sometimes can be daunting, especially the last few holes with iron. So I wanted something a little lighter weight, a little more reactionary versus dynamic gold S300s. And so we went standard loft and lie, so I didn't change anything. These are standard, and you can't really see. I've hit these a good amount. I've hit surprisingly a 5-iron well, but we went through a KBS C-taper light 105 in regular. I was right on the border what we liked about this one more than the stiff for the shafts, and you guys kind of saw in the first video, was the trajectory. So I'm hitting these probably right about peak with my 8 and 9, and really my 7. I think even the 5 was in the 80-some foot height range. So we really, really liked that. The spin wasn't super high. It was enough. And I'm really getting an incredible smash factor out of these. So again, really like these so far. We went with custom ferrules, and I went with, I'm kind of boring, but I just went with standard Golf Pride grips. I'm not a huge fan of some of the new grips, but so I want to get into kind of couple things, and I'll wrap up here. I want to show you really the two, and I was very concerned when I got these, because if you haven't been a club champion before, you don't see every club. Sometimes they have a 6 or a 7, sometimes they have more, but if you can see the difference of the sole between these two, the old ones are definitely larger, more offset, and I'll kind of show you guys that way, than the new ones. And so I was I was very nervous, thinking, what did I just do? And so, been to the range a couple times, played a couple times. Forgiveness on the new set, and again, much thinner, very little offset, is incredible. And I mean, I played last week, I was 183 away, hit a 6-iron and hit it thin, and didn't feel good. Incredible trajectory, landed about 8 to 10 feet from the hole. So I'm really, really blown away with the technology, and I'm glad I did what I did. And I'm glad we went through the fitting process. But very, very cool forgiveness-wise. So my 6-iron carry, my old set was 160, 165. My new one, same lofts, a little different loft. I think it's 1 degree stronger. I'm about 13 to 14 yards longer. So I'm carrying my new 6-iron 178, 180. And so these numbers, when I'm playing, it's an adjustment period. Obviously, I'm trying to gauge what do I hit from this distance. Probably not the most ideal time for me. I haven't played a lot, trying to get back into my league with playoffs here now, and now trying to adjust with different lofts. So my next video you guys will see at some point, I have now gone into the point of where my pitching wedge is 44, 45. My gap is 50. Well, I was carrying a 52, 58. Well, now my 52 is kind of obsolete, so we're now going to get into some wedge fitting as well. But anyway, really, really liked these irons so far. Again, we'll report back as we go, but really no issue. I would say the other thing, too, that I wanted to mention was the flight on my old irons was a very mid to low flight. The flight on these, now obviously different shaft, different head weight, is a much mid to high. So my old irons were about a D6 swing weight. These are about a D2. So obviously lighter weight, get through the ball a little easier. Even with the thinner profile, definitely more forgiving, and definitely a better ball flight. The last thing I'll wrap up in here is what's the feel like between those and these. And I'm going to tell you, I loved the way all my Mizunos felt. I played MP33s back in the day. I played MP30s. And I didn't strategically want Mizunos. I really was kind of hoping I'd get with another brand, because I thought I felt like a homer with Mizuno, like I always end up playing them. But they were just played for me the best. But so the ball flight for these guys, like I said, is tremendous. Really, really like the process. The only thing unfortunate, I think if you're watching this, and this is basically the fall of 23, Mizuno is 2 months behind schedule for ship dates. So I just had to kind of sit and wait and just deal with it. So anyway, but guys, I wanted to let you know, if you're going to, and I'll post it up in the comment section, if you're going to get, or you want to get fit, use the code that you'll see right above my head here. Also mention to them, if you go to Club Champion, use my name, Jeff Herman, and I'll post it up here again, because you'll get your special PGA program discount. The fitting is a lot less expensive, and they kind of do some neat things for you. So I'll put those codes up. If you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know. I will certainly report back as these things go. But again, so this was the decision we went with. The end up going with the Mizuno Pro 225s as the winner. Thank you for all those guys who are asking me, hey man, when we get in the part 2? So here we are. I'll try to post some videos as we go down the road of the ball flight and all that stuff, and how much the forgiveness is with these. But like I said, really happy with these guys so far. And like I said, stay tuned because you'll see a wedge fitting here as well shortly. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.